Hello, Internet. Back out here in the nature. That's what we're calling it now. I had hoped to capture like some of the color changing in the trees in the background. Nature is kind of disappointing, and to be honest, I don't even know if you can see me well because the sun is very bright and the shadows are very dark. It's we got to do what we got to do, right? But anyways, on this week's Random Thought, which is turning into a self-awareness series, still, I had thought that I was done with the whole self-awareness thing last week. I was wrong. I started thinking of some more things that I wanted to talk about. And hopefully I'm in the frame well. The sun is blinding me so much I can't even see where I am on the camera. This week I want to talk about the 6 basic human needs, which I've already done a video on. And really, Tony Robbins does a much better job of talking about this. I've already done a video on this in School Doesn't Teach. Check that out. But this time I want to go into a little more depth about it. So like a quick recap. The 6 human needs: certainty, uncertainty, significance, connection, growth, and contribution. The certainty that's like pretty obvious. That's our basic needs to know the universe is going to follow the same rules day after day after day. It's not like total chaos where we could just suddenly die tomorrow. And admittedly, the universe is kind of like that. I mean, an asteroid should just like slam into the Earth without any warning. But anyway, we have a need for certainty. We need to know that certain things are taken care of. That we have food, we have shelter, we have water, and basic stuff. We also have a need for uncertainty because once all of our basic needs are taken care of day after day after day after day, if it's just the same thing day after day after day after day, we go insane. We say we're in a rut, or we're stuck, and we feel trapped, and we feel like we need to mix it up. We need change. We need variety. Particularly variety that we like. Again, the universe has a way of throwing uncertainty at us. And a lot of times when the universe throws uncertainty at us, we don't like it. So we need to be kind of in control of our own uncertainty. Sort of. I mean, different people have different tolerances for different things, and I'll get to that. I'll get more into detail about that a little bit later. Significance. We need to feel like we're not like a carbon copy of everybody around us, that we're somehow different, that we stand out, that we're special. Connection. See, if we get too much significance, we feel like we're aliens living amongst different aliens. We feel like we're just like we like dropped in out of nowhere. We have no relation to anybody. We need to feel connected. We are social organisms. That's one of the things that kept us alive back in caveman days. We need to be connected to other human beings. It's like your basic friendship. That's like the first tier of, well, maybe the second tier of like human connection. Or it's like, I'm not even going to try to classify things into a hierarchy because I suck at that. Let's see, we've done certainty, uncertainty, significance, connection, and really I'm just like doing a gloss over here. Not really going to very much depth here because again, Tony Robbins is a lot better at this than I am. But the next one, a lot of people don't get this one: growth. We need to like be better than we were yesterday. That whole saying, you got to learn at least one thing every day. One thing is not enough, by the way. But then again, I'm weird. I'm an INTJ. I've been doing the growth thing since I can remember. I'll save that for later. But we need to learn. We need to get better. We need to make progress towards something. And this is something that a lot of people don't get. It's those people that they feel like they're missing something in their life. They need to mix it up. Basically they feel like they need a variety or uncertainty, when really what they need is growth. They need, the situation is stagnating. They don't like it. And they want to get out of it. And they think the best way to get out of it is to just like do something else. And really what they're feeling the need for is to level up, to be better. That's kind of our need for growth. And the last one, the one that most people get the least of, is contribution. We have a need to contribute to the other people around us. Back in caveman days, that's kind of how we survived. The tribe took care of us and kept us alive because we gave something to the tribe. We have a need for that. And I feel like I'm sitting on something wet. Hopefully it's just the ground is cold. Sorry, it's suddenly realizing that you may be sitting on something wet, that has a tendency to distract anybody. This is why I don't like to edit, because you get things like this. But yeah, that's the basic gloss over of the 6 basic human needs. Now here's where we go into a little more depth than where I went previously. See, not all of our 6 needs are equal. There will be 2 that we value way, 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 way more than any of the others. And I feel, this is my opinion speaking here, I feel that there's at least one of those needs that you most of the time feel like you can live without. At least one. So, a couple of examples of, 2 needs being valued more than the others. So I'll use me as an example first. I mentioned that I've been doing the growth thing since I can remember. I believe in this series I've already mentioned that I grew up on shows like Thundercats, He-Man, Transformers that had, they're like larger than life stories and very entertaining, but they also dealt with like personal growth issues. And I'm trying to remember like specific examples, but I can't right now. And MacGyver, which dealt with a lot of socio-political kind of things, like racism and bigotry and drugs in the hood, things that most people don't want to pay attention to. It's like I was drawn to these complex issues from like the age of 5 or 6. I remember when I was like 6 years old, my mom was studying to be a nurse, and she brought her homework home, and I would sit there and read the books with her, and everybody joked that I learned the material faster than she did. Again, INTJ, I'm a weird. The weekends when I was with my dad, there was an encyclopedia set. Now, I would spend the weekends reading the encyclopedia. 6 years old, reading the encyclopedia. Growth from a very young age. It's like that. That's one of the things that I've always been about. Also, I tend to overvalue certainty, which is actually, you need to value certainty because you need certain financial things taken care of. But if you overvalue it, you tend to be a little risk averse. And, well, millionaires will tell you that you gotta take risk. That's the only way to make money. And I'm not really like all money happy or anything. It's like I don't need more money, except that I need more money. Back in the summer of this year, my car was threatening to explode. The repair cost $1,000. That's kind of a need for money right there. But I'm kind of going off on a tangent. One of the values needs that I tend to undervalue is the need for connection, which again is exemplified in me being the only one in these videos. I know, I need to work on that. There are strategical reasons for that, by the way. Most of the people in the world who win don't win alone. Anyway, using someone else as an example, and I'm not going to mention any names, but I work with this guy. He is loud. He is annoying. He's always drawing him. He's always like being the center of attention. The clothes he wears hurt my eyes. Significance. He is very, very, very significance-minded. He needs to stand out from other people. He needs to be different. But at the same time, he's also very connection-oriented because he needs other people to be paying attention to him. He needs people to be interacting with him, giving him attention. And he needs to feel like he's like interacting with them as well. You know, your actions always point to your core values. And that's essentially what these needs are. They're basic values. And even the ones that we undervalue are still valued to a certain extent. You know, I mean, I tend to undervalue connection with other people, but I still need to, every now and then, communicate an idea to another human being so that they'll tell me it's genius or it's stupid. And hopefully they're not, you know, like blowing sunshine up my, you know, when they tell me it's genius. And if they tell me it sucks, then, you know, that's fine. I can take it. But anyways, there are always two values that are like at the top of your list, and at least one that most of the time you feel like you don't even need. But here's the other thing about these 6 basic human needs. Any action, behavior, or even belief that satisfies at least 3 of these, you will become addicted to it. And that's right, even beliefs are addictions. Even your self-limiting beliefs are addictions because, you know, they satisfy your needs. Like, I'm trying to think of like a self-limiting belief right here. This is why I should do these things with a little more planning and with a little more editing, because I can't seem to think of a self-limiting belief right now. It's too expensive to eat healthy. That's a self-limiting belief. By the way, it's not true. I mean, it is a little more expensive to eat healthy. A little. But it's not too expensive. But obviously, if you believe this, if you really, really, really believe this, you get really, really certain that it's true. Certainty. You're certain that you're saving money, you know, by binging on potato chips and ice cream, rather than getting the organic salad veggie mix. You're very certain that you're saving money. You also have a much wider selection of foods when you believe that it's cheaper to eat unhealthily. Variety. You can eat whatever you want as long as you're saving money. That's the variety. So what's the other need that this belief satisfies? Well, that kind of depends on the individual, but most likely it's connection. Because, I mean, look at how many people are eating unhealthy. Oh, you like Twix? I like Twix too. Let's eat some Twix together. Connection right there. I mean, I can like fire off like millions and millions of examples of not just self-limiting beliefs, but unhealthy behaviors, like even random crime. Random crime is an addiction that satisfies at least 3 basic needs. Not healthily, but it still satisfies them. So let's get down to the practical aspect of this. Analyze your behaviors, analyze your beliefs, and find out which needs that they're satisfying. Because have you ever tried to kick a bad habit, but you can't? Well, the reason is that bad habit is an addiction that's satisfying at least 3 of your needs. And if you remove that habit, then those needs are no longer being satisfied. And your brain starts screaming, I need satisfaction. See, you can't really get rid of a bad habit until you know what needs it's satisfying, and then find healthier habits that satisfy the exact same needs to the exact same extent. Only then will you be able to kick the habit. Well, kick the habit. I mean, it's not an overnight thing, because building habits takes time and practice and repetition. Because you can't just defeat a habit once. You have to defeat it over and over and over again before your brain gets into this reflex mode of executing the good habit versus the bad habit. I'm kind of getting off topic here, but it's still useful. Anyway, practical exercise. Look at your bad habits. Look at your ineffective behaviors. Look at your self-limiting beliefs. Not all at once. You pick one. Pick one. Find out what needs it satisfies, and then think of ways that you can satisfy those needs in more healthier ways, with healthier beliefs, healthier behaviors, healthier habits, and then start executing. So, I guess that wraps it up for this week. See you next week.